Compared to last year's car, the F138 appears to have come out of the box as a more stable and easier car to drive, with yet a good development potential to pursue. After a month of testing and following the first 2 races, are you satisfied with the performance levels seen so far?
I think we've shown reasonable, good race pace performance. Just looking purely at the races, I think on both compounds at each, or both of the slick compounds at each of the races, we've performed reasonably well. I do think we've still got a way to go to be the quickest car in qualifying, and we need to be working on that as hard as we can.
In Australia and Malaysia, we have seen difficult condition on Saturdays to actually determine our qualifying pace, while on Sundays, as you were saying, our race pace has looked encouraging on 2 different circuits. With new tires this year, is it still a priority to unlock the car's full potential over a single lap, or have race setup, balance, and of course strategies become ever more important?
Well, we obviously have been concentrating on the, well, I was going to say long run, but they're now not as long as they used to be. I mean, obviously we're doing more stops this year than before. We have biased things towards that, but we do also obviously need to be concentrating on qualifying. I think some of that will come with us, still learning about the car and how to get the best out of it for one lap. Some of that will come from us just developing the car and hopefully out-developing the other teams.
And speaking of the car's evolution, from design to production to testing, what are the main challenges you face to stay ahead of the game in the usual development race?
It's a tough cycle that will be going on for the whole year, really. I think last year at the start of the year we did a good job in terms of our actual development rate. We need to at least match that this year if we're going to close the gap down in qualifying. I think we made some good improvements last year, and I think the way the design, FE, structured side of things works and how that links to the manufacturing side of things. I mean, we've made we've done some good work there, and the actual, if you like, the delivery system that actually gets bits to the car, I think we have improved, and we're all working quite well there. There's always that thing hanging over you of aero correlation and things like that. Again, I think we're better this year, but it's never going to be perfect. I suppose the other thing that is harder this year is because the tyres don't last as long, it does make it harder to do a decent test of something at the track. So again, we need to be careful with what we select and how we test it.
And staying on the subject of development potential, with these new tires designed to generate higher wear and more unpredictable racing, how important is this factor when you consider new ideas and new parts for the car?
I mean, we always obviously have to have an eye on how things will affect the degradation. Graining is quite a problem. I think most people are struggling with that. If anything, I think the hard tyre looks slightly worse than the super soft and the medium, which are the only ones we've raced so far. It's one of the things we've got to try and improve our long run pace to, the trade obviously in Australia, for example, was it a 2-stop, was it a 3-stop? I think a 3-stop without traffic would have beaten the 2-stop, but it's all down to being able to cover your options and know where you are. So it's always going to be a game of cat and mouse. That will happen again. So we need to give ourselves the potential to be able to match or be the best of long run pace.
Looking at the upcoming Chinese Grand Prix from a technical point of view, can you describe the Shanghai circuit, and how do you think the car will adapt to its characteristics?
I mean, Shanghai is interesting, challenging circuit. It's got a mixture of corners, and then obviously I think it's like a 1.2 kilometre straight, isn't it? So there's a good combination there. I'm not sure, is it going to suit our car more so? than other tracks. I'm not sure yet, really. I mean, it's early days, particularly these tyres, and obviously we're taking the soft tyre there for the first time. So again, I think that's, I think at the end of this race we'll then actually know exactly where all the tyres stand and everything. So I think to some degree it will be a learning exercise for everyone again.
And Pat, finally, since you touched on tyres, soft and mediums for China, so far with what tyres do you feel the F138 has adapted better?
I mean, I think our relative pace has been okay on all the tyres so far compared to the others. I think the hard tyre gave people some challenges at the last race, mainly from graining. But I think we've got the wear side of things reasonably under control. I think the soft will be the unknown, and we'll find that out this weekend.